For as long as man has been recording history, he's written about his relationship with the river. Using its current to transport his goods, to put food on his plate, and to bring water to his crops. Man's evolution is closely related to his use of these magnificent and noble rivers.
Green mountains range beyond the northern wall. Wide water rushes round the eastern town. Right here is where, alone and restless, he begins a journey of 1,000 miles.
Join us as we travel around the world, exploring these noble rivers. Thought by some to be more difficult to navigate than the road to paradise. With its 5,500 kilometers from Tibet to the Chinese Sea, the biggest river in China and the third longest in the world, the Yangtze River. We'll follow its currents from Chongqing to Wuhan. Chongqing, an industrial city producing textiles, chemicals, food and steel. It's 3,000 years old and, with its 13 million inhabitants, China's largest city. Town quarters lean against high-rise architecture. Old family values meet modern fashion, and traditional music competes with present-day city noise. Chongqing is located on a mountain slope where the rivers Yangtze and Yaling flow together. Bridges, tunnels and a cable car track connect the steep riverbanks. Here we'll embark the Blue Whale, a luxurious cruise vessel. If you want, you can start your day doing Tai Chi exercises. Tai Chi, or more precisely, Tai Chi Chuan, literally means large ultimate fist. The history of Tai Chi may be hidden in the mists of time, yet it is in fact a very refined martial art, a combination of hard and soft, fast and slow movements to be carried out with complete physical control and mental discipline. The outlook is misty too. This region has fog for at least 200 days a year. is a tributary of the Yangtze River. Not so long ago, in 1993, a farmer discovered a vast cave here. The Fluron Cave is probably the best preserved cave in the world. It's a limestone cave, nearly 2 kilometers long and 30 to 50 meters wide. The biggest room measures 11,000 square meters. The many kinds of speleothems include dog-tooth-like crystalline calcite and gypsum flowers, a variety of helicmites and calcites. The main river provides a wide range of inland navigation. Hydrofoils carry passengers to their destination very fast, reaching a cruising speed of 70 kilometers per hour. These barges, loaded with rock, coal, containers and a variety of other products, hurry less, as does this big passenger liner. In the meantime, life on the Blue Whale is quiet enough to leave us time for the ancient Chinese arts of calligraphy and cutting name stamps. In Thongdu, this Buddhist temple holds statues of the 8 disciples of Sigamil, as Buddha is sometimes called. In the Ghost City, over 700 temples have been built since the Tang dynasty, reigning between 618 and 907 AD. It's believed to be the netherworld, where man goes after his death, and where his future will be decided according to what he did during his life. This place is hell. At least that's what this temple is called. Here dwelled the Infernal King. Although one of the most important commodities to be carried by inland navigation is coal, the transport of it is rather primitive. Coal dumped by open trucks along the slopes of the riverbanks is then scooped by hand into open chutes in river vessels, also mostly uncovered. Altogether, the source of enormous air pollution. Here we enter the famous Three Gorges, having a total length of about 200 kilometers. Qutangqia, or Koiqia, is the first of the three. This 8-kilometer-long gorge from Baidicheng in Fengji to Daxiku in Wushan is the shortest. But it's also the most perilous, with its narrowest passage of less than 100 meters. It requires a lot of care and experience to sail through this gorge. Past the first gorge lies Yunyang with the Zhangfei Temple. It was built 17 centuries ago to commemorate the famous general of the state of Shu, Marquis Zhang Wan. In this temple, the ancient texts have survived the Cultural Revolution because an old farmer painted Maoist texts on the back of the tablets, turning them around. The temple will be moved as a consequence of the construction of a huge dam, still lying ahead of us down the river. In the city of Wanshan, there's a performance by Chinese artists. we visit the Hanging Coffin Museum. The next morning we arrive at Wushan and make an excursion to Daning River with its 3 mini gorges, Longmen, Bawu and Diku, 60 kilometers in all, where the scenery is too beautiful to be taken in on one visit alone. Compared with the 3 gorges, the big ones, it's much narrower and greener here. The atmosphere is quieter, somewhat mysterious and still unspoilt. Wild mandarin ducks and also monkeys live here. The water is clearer, the rapids faster, and the water level sometimes very low. Back to the 3 gorges of the main river. The blue whale sails through the second one, the Wu Gorge, covering a distance of 45 kilometers. There are 12 peaks in the Wushan Mountains, each having its own charm and a beautiful legend hiding in its clouds.
I live in a bamboo grove, the sky unseen. The road hither is steep and dangerous. I arrive alone, and alone I stand on the mountaintop, while the clouds gather beneath me.
In some places the river is narrower than 150 meters, and the blue whale has to pass the rocks most carefully. When we arrive at Zigu the next morning, the first thing catching our sight is the Qiuyuan Memorial Hall, dedicated to the first great poet of ancient China, Qu Yuan. He was born here in Zigu in 340 BC. He drowned himself in 278 BC, desperately worrying about his country and his people during the violent Qin dynasty takeover. this lively and sympathetic town fills us with sadness. It's hard to believe that 2,000-year-old Zigu will disappear when the big dam downriver is completed in 2009. We know we will never see it again.
While travelers in tents are fleeting clouds, a friend's affection is a setting sun. He waves goodbye, and as he goes from here, his dappled horse lets out a lonely neigh.
The Shilling Western Gorge has a length of 120 kilometers. The number of shoals in the Shilling Gorge is as numerous as bamboo shoots, and ghosts wail at the sight of each shoal. The Kongling Shoal was the most dangerous and was oared by boatmen. However, the waterways have been dredged in recent years, and many of the most dangerous parts have been blasted away. Moreover, the construction of the Gesuba reservoirs has brought the water level up. This is what will move the complete temple of Yangtze. This is the dam that will make the whole city of Zigu disappear. The Three Gorge Project, the largest hydropower project in the world. In 1985, a report called Planning Essentials of the Yangtze Valley Comprehensive Development was completed. The key project in this overall water management and exploitation plan is the Three Gorges Project. It's located in the middle of the Shilling Gorge, about 40 kilometers upstream of the Gesuba project, which can be seen as a rehearsal for the Three Gorge project. The dam site is in a wide valley and has a solid and intact bedrock of granite, so that the topographic, geological and construction conditions are ideal for the building of a high concrete dam. The dam controls a catchment area of 1 million square kilometers and has abundant water resources with a mean annual run of 450 billion cubic meters. Manpower still plays a very important role in the construction works. The dam will have a maximum height of 175 meters and a length of 2,000 meters. There is a lock in the dam with 5 levels to allow inland navigation to pass. 80 million cubic meters of soil must be moved for construction. For riverbank works, another 32 million cubic meters. Over 26 million cubic meters of concrete are needed and 257,000 tons of iron. Construction works will be completed in 2009 and will involve a total investment of 50 billion American dollars. The level of the river will rise no less than 150 meters. This will entail huge changes in a large area. More than 1 million people will have to be relocated. 30,000 hectares of arable land will be submerged. The benefits of the project are flood control and generation of power. 84 billion kilowatts of electricity will be generated annually, resulting in an annual saving of 40 million tons of coal, which will put an end to the shortage of energy in Central and East China. The next morning we pass the Gesuba project, completed in 1988. It can be considered as a rehearsal for the Three Gorges project. It serves as a regulator, but also generates electricity and improves navigation. The river has left the tall mountains behind, and run smoothly down the middle and lower reaches along plains. In Yuyang, the local fishermen use cormorants to catch fish. This method, using a rope or ring around the bird's neck to prevent it swallowing the fish, is also used in Japan. In the afternoon, we arrive at Shaxi port. Here, we visit the music hall of Jingshu, where traditional music is performed. In the museum, we see the circa 164-year-old mummy of a county governor, found in 1975. Along the river at Yuyang, we see cormorants used by the local fishermen to catch fish. In the park close to Dongting Lake, there's a memorial hall for the poet Fon Tongyuan, whose works are recited in all the schools of China. Then we take an excursion to Red Cliff, where a famous battle took place in 208 AD. The last evening of the trip, the ship's crew do a farewell show. The next day, the last stop is in Wuhan, capital of Hubei province. The Changyang Dachio is a bridge 1,156 meters long. It's the first bridge across the Yangtze. It's claimed that Chairman Mao swam across the river here when he was 70 years old. Wuhan has 7 million inhabitants. Like everywhere in the modern world, they can go to McDonald's or Kentucky Fried Chicken for a quick bite. 300,000 of them drive French Citroens. Things change fast. The Yangtze Yellow Crane Tower has been rebuilt 6 times, the last time from 1981 to 1985. Our voyage must end here at Wuhan, but the Yangtze flows on past Nanjing and Shanghai to the East China Sea.